Hey everybody, welcome to the latest edition of Spikes and Heels. I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Gwen.
And we have many stories to talk about after this NFL week 1 of the 2022 season. Starting with the fact that I don't want anyone to be personally hurt. I don't want anyone to suffer personal damage and misfortune. However, I'm so very pleased that our friends who are fans of the team with the star, are now disappointed from week 1. The Cowboys lost in spectacular fashion, only scored 3 points the whole game. And I certainly don't want to hear, well, it's because he got a hand injury. He got that hand injury somewhere in the fourth quarter. What happened to them other 3 quarters? Don't lie. Y'all stunk it up at home as per usual. And now your season is over unless you get another quarterback to replace him that's of worth any salt. They're talking about going after your man Garoppolo, as you call him.
I can see them doing that. I just have to say, I don't want Dak to get hurt either, but I'm just, this whole feeling right now is just a different feeling in the DMV because you don't see no stars. You barely even see them wearing any jerseys. You ain't getting no ruckus. You ain't getting the Super Bowl bound speech. And you know, some of them still a little delusional because they saying Zach is going to come back. For those who don't know, he broke his thumb, right? Mm-hmm. And he's going to be out between 4 and 8 weeks, depending on. So the lower end is 4, the highest is 8. Mm-hmm. So anywhere between there, which is going to put them almost mid-season. It's going to be almost impossible to come back. Believe it or not, some experts still have them winning their division.
Yeah, because they're part of the NFC, as they call it, NFC lease.
Yeah.
And so because they feel the division is not competitive enough, they feel like if they just, kind of at least go 500 while he's out, that, it'll be okay for them. All I'm so grateful for at this moment in mid-September 2022 is that it's awfully quiet around here. It's amazing to me. We talk about this every year, how quiet they get when they lose, but when they win, out the wood.
That man chirping and bells, and it's so good. But again, so looking at the game, Dak wasn't very productive. Nor was TB12. I hate to be honest. I feel like his game has taken a step back. I picked the Bucks to win, so I'm feeling good about that. Mm-hmm. But I went back. I got to put on my specs because I got to get into some football knowledge now. The reason why I picked Tom to win is because I went back and checked. Tom had never lost to the Cowboys ever, no matter what team he was playing with. Even though I was on the line a little bit, I could still go with my W because I kind of knew they had never beat him before. And I just must say, the Cowboys looked like a hot mess. They had one bright spot, and that was, I want to say, is his name Micah?
Oh, listen, I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was it.
Man, Michael Parsons, I remember when they played us last year. I'm going to give them one compliment, and this is it. Besides their stadium, I like their stadium, number 1. Number 2, Micah Parsons, when we played them last year, that man could not be stopped. I'm saying somebody stop that man. But he's too good. The way he plays, if he keeps up at this pace, he is Hall of Fame material.
Yeah.
That boy, I wish we could get him,
beast
but I know.
Beast mode. But I have to say they are monkey stomped, so I'm grateful for that. But we'll see. So their next opponent is the Bengals. They definitely taking the L this one. So we're going to do that game up. So we both going to be one of. Ain't no way they beating the Bengals. I'm sorry.
Is it in Cincinnati too? Just wondering.
I do believe. I'm not sure. I do believe. No, it's in AT&T.
So you're saying no matter where it is, the Bengals.
Doesn't matter.
Well, we're going to be the picks later.
It could be on the street in the parking lot. They're not going to win this game. So, yeah. But since I mentioned the Bengals, did I not pick the game of the week?
You did.
Did I not pick? Now these 2 topics right here. I was on the road last week because they divisional games. That AFC North. It's going to be the division to watch in all of football, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Any one of them. Sabrina was right. She picked the Steelers.
No. I wanted to pick the Steelers, but I didn't go with my gut, and I should have.
Yeah, because she said Tom to always have them ready. And I was like, he can have them ready if he wants to. Who their quarterback? I have to say the Bengals lost this game. They choked.
Well,
they did, Sabrina. Burrows got intercepted like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, but
you can't win no game with that many turnovers unless you playing a blue night. You can't win no game like that.
But
that many turnovers, and then you're not putting up.
In the end, it went to overtime and went down to like the last moment or whatever, back and forth, back and forth. That was an epic, classic battle, and so many players got hurt. That just shows you how much everybody was giving it all. It's so many people got hurt in the course of this game, and I hope that they come through and it's not serious. But should have went with my
gut. Yeah, because you would have got me on this one. Because no way was I picking the Steelers, not on this earth or the next one. But this do a little brief interlude right here, because this coming back to something I said when we had the North Carolina Rebels on. Remember the question, like, what position would you not want to play?
Yeah.
And I said I would not want to be the kicker. Well, God is changing my perspective on that, because even though when they lose the game, they the most rejected player. But did you see how that dude won the game and how he was the most celebrated player?
That's true. So if you do your job,
in your perspective,
yeah.
Like, so I have to recant all of that and think about it other than that, because I was dealing from within me. That's something that I deal with. But the Lord told me, if you just change your perspective and look at the glass as half full, there are many opportunities when the kicker is hoisted up and paraded around and celebrated because he alone kicked the ball and got to the upright. Correct. And most of the time when the kick is the last, that's the game with no time left. So I had to change that. But that was just a little sidebar. But yeah, that made me feel good when I saw how they celebrated him in that moment. But yeah, but the Steelers look formidable. Watt got hurt.
Right, that was one of the injuries I was talking about.
Exactly, and I don't know how that's gonna fit, because that defense, he is the center and the heartbeat of that defense.
And then Najee Harris, their running back, got hurt as well. So we got to get the updates on all them little injuries. So those are key injuries. I said little injuries; they're really not little. Yeah, and Gwen has mentioned several times before that Tomlin has never had a losing season. Even if they didn't go all the way, he's never had a sub 500 season. So he's going to have them ready at any time.
And what is he in his 15th or 16th year?
Oh, I don't know what year he's in. It's been a long time.
I wanted us to get him. But anyway, moving on. Okay, here we go. I took another L, because no way could you tell me. But if I had thought about it, Aaron done lost his opening game for the last 2 or 3 seasons.
So we talking about the Vikings and the Packers, right?
The Packers, the Vikings and the Packers. The Packers lost horribly to the Vikings. But Sabrina, we're gonna get into the stats later. This is my issue. Did you see how he blamed everybody but himself for that loss?
No.
It was go look at it. It was a reporter asking the question when they said, "What do you think went wrong?" He all but alluded to the wide receivers not understanding the plays and being young. He didn't say I was off, and I hate this about him. He never takes the blame when he does something wrong. Like the lie last year. I really didn't lie. I just didn't say one word. Right. He lied. And now he's blaming the young wide receiver. He blamed them. Clearly, they were dropping balls like they were hot potatoes all over the field. But that could have been your trajectory. That could have been lack of your leadership. But you can't go into the press conference after the game and blame everybody but yourself. Everybody got some skin in that game. Last I counted, it was 11 men on that field on the offense side.
Yeah.
So you excluded.
So and even if it was the wide receivers, as the veteran of so many years and as a leader of that, not just offense of that team, you don't do that. You find another way to say, and you address that in the locker room, especially because they're young. You don't want to break their morale or cause division.
Yeah.
I think it was it was one hit during that game, and I wish to God I can't remember who it was that hit him. When Aaron Rodgers got hit, he got up. I said to myself, you know how you see those memes and it says that was the moment when he realized he should have retired. He got up. He got up like, why am I still doing this? I just wonder if he's all the way still in it the way that he used to be. You know what I mean? I don't know.
He didn't look like it to me. He played awful. He did get a touchdown, so I can't do my touchdown joke I did last year. But good night, Irene. They look awful. They do. I don't know how they coming. Well, we'll see. But I had them going to the playoffs. I still think they in their division. But I don't know, them Vikings look kind of ready.
Well, that was the opening game. We got to give it a little more time. But I remember like last year.
For me, Sabrina, they come out the gate like this. You right, but you got to let injuries occur and you got to let the season progress. Because I feel like if they gelling already, it's only uphill from here. But there have been instances where they start off good and then tank. So you're right. It's the first game. Can't change my predictions or my calls, but them Packers looking suspect. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I remember like last year, the year before, they started off like with 2 games lost or something like that. And Aaron was like, relax. He was in the media, just like everybody relax. It's not
relax if you're not blaming everybody but yourself.
Right. So I'm just wondering if he's still saying like relax, or is it really something going on and y'all just stink right now?
All right, whatever. Anywho, yeah.
So let's go to another quarterback that we always talk about on the show, Mr. Russell Wilson, who went back to his old team, who he's played with his whole career. He's now with the Broncos, but he played the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. As he jogged onto the field, he got booed, and people had the issue with that. They don't dislike that, man. That was just to let you know we know you won the other team. They appreciate what he's done. At any rate, he now plays for the Broncos, and the Broncos.
Who are stupid. They get Idiot of the Week.
That was going to be my question. What did you think about the call?
How do you not play? I'm sorry. What happened was they played the game. It was competitive the whole game, not really doing nothing. It's a minute to go. They let the clock wind down instead of doing plays. It was going to settle for a field goal. See, this right here bothers me when offenses settle for a field goal when you got a vet in your backfield, because you are telling everybody we're not 100% on board with this dude. Because no way I'm going to have Aaron, Tom, I'd even throw some of the young bucks in there now. Allen, Lamar in the backfield and not allow them to go forward. It would have been I could stomach a loss if they lost trying, but you lost because you let the clock run out and you relied on the kicker who missed.
Yeah, the clock running out thing for sure is a problem for me. The kicker thing versus the quarter. So it was 4th and 5 is what the issue was. 4th down, 5 yards to go. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Something. No, 4th down. What was it? I don't know. Anyway, it was to the point where they had to decide whether the kicker was going to kick it for the win or try to let Russell. Right. That was my issue. The distance. He had to kick it a 64-yarder or something in order to win. That's difficult to do unless you are like the top 1%. But there is something that you said in a previous video that comes to my mind. You said they paid you $1 million or whatever a year to do one job, which is kick the ball. So if you look at it like that, that's your job.
I would have ran another play. I wouldn't have allowed that clock to run down. I would not have. I don't think that's a smart call. I'm not a coach, and this may be why they know something that I don't. I don't always get it right. I'm human. But I promise you, if you do the survey the crowd or the people that love football, I would have preferred they went for it instead of just letting it run down and allowing the kick.
But then if they went for it and they didn't make it, then you're gonna have people say, well, why didn't you kick the field goal? You can never.
Either way, it would have been this. It would have. I get it, but he ain't stand a chance. I knew when they did that dude. I said Russell done lost. I knew when that
he probably knew it too. For real, he knew it.
He ain't even had a confidence to get that ball any kind of way, but it's all good. They doing much better than I expected. Gino got something in him that I didn't see last year.
I have never been a believer in Geno Smith ever, and I admit it. But he played well enough to be Russell and them. I can't be mad at Geno. And he said in the post game, like, people writing me off, but I ain't writing back. That's what he said. So I was
I'm gonna use that one.
I was one of those people that wrote him off.
Yeah, when he was with the Jets, I was like,
I'm like Geno Smith.
Yeah.
But
so this is where we are with Lamar and his contract. They offered him $250 million over 5 years. He turned it down.
Wait, can we stop right there? I'm sorry. Imagine, and I know I've said this on other shows, imagine doing your job and they say, Sabrina, Gwen, whoever you are watching, we'll offer you $50 million a year for 5 straight years. And you say, nope, I don't want it. But it's all, I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
But I guess he values his stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And if he feel like Kyler got 180 or 190 guaranteed and he won, I'm like this. At this point, sign a contract, Lamar. Any other team would be crazy not to take him. I feel like you never know what's going to happen this season. Even though he won, he looked spectacular. But again, he was playing the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not hard to do. But I just wouldn't have chanced it. I'm one of those people, I'd rather have it in my pocket than out there. You know,
And I'm opposite.
$250 million over 5 years. That's $50 million a year. So then I said to myself, well, what does he want? Does he want 55 million, 60 million a year? I would give him a signing bonus for the rest and say, this is what your salary going to be. How much you want in signing bonus? Because signing bonus they get regardless, you know? So I would just, I don't know, the sky's the limit. I'm telling you, Sabrina, I heard through somebody that's in that world that his agent want 300. Whatever the dotted line is, they want it to all equal over 300 million.
So let's just put it like this. I think it's all subjective, right? Because we are, quote unquote, regular people, as they are too, but regular people making normal money. And we look at 250 million and we're like, what? Like, who would turn that down? But if you think about it, it's like at your job, if you're supposed to get 100,000 a year, if you know you worth 100,000, they offering you 85,000. You're like, no, I don't want that. And somebody that's making 40,000, they like, you turn down 85,000, but you know you can get 100 for what you're doing. So it's all subjective. If he can get 300 million or 270 or whatever, don't sign it. I say, hold out, brother.
Okay.
They're gonna pay him one way or the other.
I want him to hurry sign his contract, but I just don't want something to happen this year. He's mobile. Your chances of getting hurt are through the roof when you start moving around. He's not a pocket passer. When he tends to stay in a pocket, he tends to get hit. So I just want him to be okay. I prayed over him. We all good to make it to next year. But I'm just like, whoa, 250. I'm like, whoa. I was dumbfounded. I was like, what? But when you think about it, some of them almost getting that. And Russell in his old contract, this new one, they closed, but they not on 250.
I remember when I think Russell got 256. He got, it was up there. It was in
but that's most of that was guaranteed, I think, or bonus or something. Because Russell was the most at his time, then Dak surpassed him.
And that was going to be my point. I remember when Dak was holding out for his bigger contract, and then he got hurt. And people were like, oh, he ain't gonna never get that contract. They still gave him that contract even after he got hurt. So
now they feeling like they overpaid him. They're having buyer's remorse now because since that contract, he's been hurt. One season, I think it was the 2020 season, he was out 11 games for the broke ankle.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year he missed one. And how many he gonna miss this year?
Right.
So they having buyer's remorse. They don't pay for a Bentley and I got a Toyota. But I'm good.
And just so that we don't act like home team people, we have saved our NFC East full discussion for the end of this recording. So,
here it comes.
Now, we have already discussed the fact that Dallas has now lost their starting quarterback and then look like hot trash on offense at least. So with that in mind, before we even get into how the games went this week, do you want to change any prediction of who is going to win our division?
At this point, it's still not going to be us.
Okay, so who
would move from third to second, maybe, but it's still not going to be us.
So who is going to win the division then?
Like, come on now. That was my upset game of the week. Lions almost did it. Almost. But the Eagles, okay now. Jalen's he's getting some of them Alabama memories when he was a champion back. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good, but I'm going to just swap the Cowboys position out for the Eagles position.
So you feel the Eagles are going to win the division?
Yeah. Even though we have the easiest schedule, even though, Sabrina, we had to put every dog we had in that fight last week to beat the Jaguars.
The Jaguars.
How in the world can we say we going to win this division? I'm sorry. Now, Wentz is known as Mr. October. So let's see if we can break even in September. Mm-hmm. I'm counting all victories in October because that's just me. But come on, Sabrina, my father said something that bothered me, but he may have a little validity to it, but I'm not sure. Don't want to be negative betting in this moment. but he was like, Gouda, we're not gonna win no divisional game.
Oh, I disagree.
I do too. I say, Daddy, come on, we can get them Giants once, and maybe the Eagles. We sure gonna get them boys that first game praying for me. You know what I'm saying? But I disagree. Maybe half and half.
Yeah, even when the teams in the division are struggling, they still play each other competitively. I would not say that we're not going to win any divisional games. I disagree highly about that. Highly.
Yeah, I just want us to be competitive. If we could just stay competitive. But they had to put everything into it. No way. This is why everybody that watched the Redskins got any kind of heart palpitations or none of that. Take you 2 baby aspirins before the game. This is my routine. Hear me? And I'm not lying.
She ain't got no routine. She don't take no baby aspirin.
Take 1 baby 81 milligram aspirin before the game. Your doctor already got you on some type of aspirin regimen anyway, because they will cause you to have palpitations. Ain't no way that game should have went to the end like that.
Yeah, you're right on that.
Sabrina.
You're right on that.
They had to wait till the 4th quarter to beat the Jaguars.
Now, I will say, when we were starting the season, week 1, I was saying how you were saying the defense was going to struggle. And I was saying the offense is going to struggle. The offense, Wentz has more weapons than I realized. So I feel like it's not going to be as bad as I thought. But that line has got to protect him. They was getting through to him. If they got to shore up that line and learn how to block or do something, or that man going to be hurt, just like Fitztragic was.
Sabrina, and your boy gone to play against. He played against them that last week.
Mm-hmm.
So who was left? I don't know any of them lines. They are all mediocre.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna need one standout on that line.
Yeah.
Put some sandwiches down there. Do something. Put the sandwiches on the other side, so instead of backing them up with this side, they can get to that side. They terrible. I think I can put up a better stand. Come on now, Sabrina. It looks like you just falling down, like the one dude, the center, like he just fell down every time. And I'm like, get up. And the running back got to block.
Yeah.
They have to learn how to block. I don't get through.
They could protect him. Wentz was throwing that ball. Now, Wentz did have a lot of overthrows in the first half. I guess he had to calm down and settle himself.
Yeah, I get that. First game, you got, but I'm expecting a little bit more now. Next week, we play the Lions. These are the worst 2 teams last year.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions gave the Eagles a run for their money.
And we got to go up there. Yeah. We got to go up. We got to go up to Detroit to play the Lions. We're going to get to our picks in a minute for sure. But we got to see whether we think we're going to win that one. I don't know. Now, I will say, we one of our big complaints the last couple of years was the secondary, right? Our secondary Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Number 22, Derek Forrest, was all over that field. He replaced Cam Curl, who had an injury. But when I said, who is Forrest? I ain't never heard of no Forrest.
I bet you know his name now, don't you?
He said, I'm going to show you some trees and some forests. He was all
Come on now.
He had forced fumbles and pass breakups.
Yes. Come on now.
All over the place. He should have got the game ball to me. Yep. Yes. So young cornerback number 22. Look out for him, Derek Forrest.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check him out. I might put him on my fantasy team.
And just like you were saying earlier about how you didn't want to be the kicker, but yet there are good parts to it. I still say I don't want to be a DB because all throughout the first half of our game, pass interference, illegal this. And I'm like,
you got to learn how to play your position. You get away with that stuff in college because they call the game they don't call it as tight as the NFL. Mm-hmm. But you got to learn how to play your positions. I like to cut you off, Sabrina. Some of them calls was on point, Beanie.
Yeah, no, some of them were. It was half and half. And I know that the referees.
Okay, I'll give you one that I saw, but the rest was on point.
No, it wasn't no one. It was more than one. Some of that stuff was a little nitpicky.
But like you said, it's up to the referee's discretion. Yep. Like, what do they see? I love when they come together and they still make the right call. That's what I love. When they come together and one is closer than the other and they still make the right call. But some of them, no, they got to do better. Because they was on, I was like, yeah, and one dude pulled them down. Yeah. And that didn't get called. I was like, wait a minute, they didn't see that because the angle was off where they were standing. So the back judge didn't see that arm go up, jerk the jersey down. So I don't know, Sabrina. I get it, but they got to learn to play that position better.
Yeah, you're right. I ain't gonna argue with you on that, but still, don't be calling on them fake calls. You know how I feel about that. I don't like
I
this.
get it. I get it. Yeah.
So, and we did have two injuries, one of which they say is no big deal. Jonathan Allen, who was just wrecking everybody in the first half, he had pulled his groin or something, and they say that it's minor. It's not going to be a big deal. But I'm like, if you pull in that area, any little false move, it could tweak something.
That's because of all the fun he has Thursday night. I don't care what you say. You don't pull no groin like that.
You better stay off of it so you can play this
I'm
game.
stay off that conversation because I'm God doing the new thing in me. But girl, bye. You just fell down. And I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. Who is the other injury?
So this one was season ending. It's one of the defensive tackles. He was actually one of the people they drafted. Let me get his name right because I'm mispronouncing it. Fidarian Mathis. He was one of the people they drafted. His meniscus, he's done. Season ending surgery. So that's one of the linemen gone. All right.
I wish whoever this conditioning coach is, just implement some whole milk. I know we're not baby cows. We shouldn't be drinking whole milk. But it works some, I get it. But I just, come on now, Sabrina. I get it. These are injuries that happen to everybody. It happens. But it seems to be heavy, like last year and this year with our team. I'm going to give it some grace, and I'm going to be quiet, and I pray that he heals and he takes this year off to heal and to get back to football, something that he obviously loved, that he made it to this level. But I'm a little concerned. We need a better conditioning coach.
I kind of agree. He need to implement some new procedures, some new process, think outside the box.
And we short on that anyway because Chase is already out.
You better get together too. He was on the sideline. I was glad to see.
I saw him. I would love to see that predator in the game, but we got 3 more to go.
Yeah, 3 more to go. Supposedly,
it could be. He gonna be in Dallas.
I think he's gonna be out for 4, so he's not gonna be able to play that.
Night, girl, this not gonna end.
So anyway, but we won. We'd rather have a win than a loss.
That's true, but that was I can't get excited. That's why I'm not hoarse like I normally be out in game. Because I was just sitting there with my lip poked out there. I had the duck lip on them.
And so one team that we didn't mention from our division, the Giants, they beat the Tennessee Titans. Nobody saw that
game to even discuss because I was like, that's too easy of a call.
No, we did discuss that game.
We did call it.
We picked the reason you don't remember is because to us it was so obvious that the Titans were going to win that we didn't even spend but a second.
Sabrina, we stunk it up last week. but you know what? Now I got my specs this week. Let's hit it. Let's go.
All right, so now we're going to do our week 2 picks, right?
Here you go.
Okay, so since we're doing the picks, I went back and I looked at how we did yesterday. We said we were going to keep a score this year. I regret to inform you or inform myself that Gwen is 5-6. She got 5 right. I'm 4-7.
So that was only the one game when I picked Dallas.
Correct. That was the difference. And that makes me mad that that's the game that put me down. But that's okay.
It's all right. We're going to let you catch up this week. Come on.
Okay. And I have vowed to myself, I said, I'm going to go with my
head, not with my heart.
I'm going with my gut. I don't care if it makes sense or not. I'm going with it. Okay. So let's go. Okay. Washington has to go up to Detroit to play the Lions. Are we going to win?
No.
Oh man, I'm gonna do like you did last week. You said it's against your religion to pick the Cowboys. I'm gonna say it's against my religion to say in a tight game that we're gonna lose. It's gonna be
all right. I'm gonna take this W. I'm gonna take this W. Commanders.
Commanders. I can't do it. If it's close, I can't do it.
Okay, Commanders. Because we got half of a kicker.
The next game is the Panthers versus the Giants in New York or New Jersey, but in New York Stadium.
Saquon came back. The Giants do well against defense, and the Panthers defense is not as strong as it used to be in the past. Okay. And Saquon is running. So I'm going to have to tip the edge to the Giants.
So once again, we agree. I picked the Giants as well. With the way they played last week, it's going to be their home opener.
Yeah, Saquon is back. I can't see the Panthers. So I want to do the Ravens and the Dolphins.
Okay.
The Dolphins got a new head coach.
It's in Baltimore. Of course, I'm going with Lamar. You got to be crazy. Of course.
But
Dang, we
this
agreed
is
on
the game that I'm
everything.
gonna be looking at because you know
We agreed on everything so far. I don't like that.
it's coming. Keep going.
Okay, how about this? The Buccaneers versus the Saints in New Orleans.
Ooh, now give me this is it right here. So, unbeknownst to me, because like I say, I was checked out, disconnected to football. Your man Aaron is now some kind of assistant GM of the global whatever, and Todd Bowles is now the new head coach. I had to remind Sabrina he played for us, which is another reason why I'm mad at the Washington football organization, because they can never keep this in what I'm trying to say.
In-house talent.
You know, with us. So with all that being said, I wasn't impressed with TB12. That defense is okay. The Saints, did they really get tested last week, Sabrina? And you know, Jameis, if he wins one, he loses the next one.
You've always said that, and it's proven to be true.
I gotta go with the Bucs.
Okay, good. I'm going with the Saints.
This is gonna be your catch-up game if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints. It's in New Orleans. I think maybe they'll have an edge. I hope they'll have an edge. Come on, Saints and Selena and people. Come on.
All right. Hi, Selena. Let's do a divisional game. Let's do the 49ers and the Seahawks.
Okay. All right. The game is in California. And I call it Candlestick. I know what they call that no more. I'm showing my age.
Gino had one good game. Can he get two? And let's be honest, the play calling through that game for the Broncos. So I can't really say it was him. He did score more points than I thought he would. Mm-hmm. But that 49ers defense is mediocre. So
I'm going to go with
horrible against the Bears.
Instinct. 49ers.
And it's in San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
You could probably come one up on me. I want to say the 49ers so bad. But something tell me it's going to be the Seahawks.
So who are you picking?
Seahawks.
Oh, that's to be called different. I'm getting nervous. Okay, Gwen. So I found another one. The Cardinals versus the Raiders in Las Vegas. And y'all notice we're not calling all the games, just ones we find interesting. Cardinals versus
hard to call because some of them are too easy.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you go first.
Ooh, I mean, don't do that. You go.
I say Kyler Murray stunk it up that first game. His pride's gonna kick in, and he's gonna have the Cardinals ready to play just enough. It's not gonna be no blowout, just enough to beat the Raiders in a harsh environment. Cardinals.
It's hard to go against the Raiders, in Las Vegas. I really didn't get to see them. I saw Kyler, but they were playing the Chiefs. It's hard to. Come on, Gwen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cardinals.
You going with the Cardinals too?
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Okay, I hope we're not both looking.
No. Raiders. I stand on it. I'm Raiders. I'm good. We going Raiders. If I lose, I lose. Cardinals. That's it. Cardinals.
No, wait a minute. You know
I can backseat Cardinals. I just thought about it. Cardinals, you gotta be crazy. I'm gonna give Kyler one more chance. Then he get one more chance with me. That's it.
Okay.
All right. Next game. And this is an easy one. We almost shouldn't even call this one.
Right.
But it's the Bengals and the Cowboys. I'm going with the Bengals.
I say who they? I'm gonna be a who they that day.
Who that day? That's right. Yeah. Bengals,
yeah, for sure. Okay, now this might be interesting. The Bears and the Packers. The Bears won their first game in week 1 like we predicted, but I'm never convinced of them. The Packers came off that horrific week 1 game. The game is in Green Bay.
Packers.
Come on, Aaron, you're making this look ridiculous. I say Packers too. Come on, get it together.
So now we have the Titans and the Bills. This will be a great AFC game. I'm definitely going with the Bills.
I have to go with the Bills too, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as it was the first week. The Titans got embarrassed by losing to the Giants. They're going to feel like they have to prove themselves, so they're going to play up higher to their level.
But that Bills defense, Sabrina.
It's going to be the Bills.
It's suffocating.
It's
So
not
it's
going to be
yeah.
as easy the first week. Yeah.
Yeah. I got the Bears too. And what's the last game, Sabrina?
And the last game is the NFC East opponent, the Vikings versus the Eagles in Philadelphia. Instinct says the Philly's going to win. I didn't say I wanted them to win. I'm going with instincts. I ain't got to explain.
I'm going with the Vikings. I ain't rooting for no Eagles.
I didn't say I was rooting for them. I said I'm going with instinct.
Okay, then what are you instinctively saying in this moment?
I'm instinctively saying that the Eagles are going to win at home.
And I think you're wrong. And this the game that's going to be tied to the patty. Whoever win got the next patty.
She's talking about our pedicures. I agree.
That's right. Because you don't need to do things right here. But whoever win got the next patty. I'm going with the Vikings.
She's wrong.
We'll see. I'm going to put my $30 to the side just to be on the safe side. But that's it. I think the Eagles can take. I think the Vikings going to take them. I'm not rooting for
first time, the Eagles.
No, we see. Let me find out. I gotta watch you. Attack of the Body Snatcher. So there you have another episode in the wrap. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing our numbers grow. Tell somebody, subscribe, and just encourage someone in your life. Do something nice for someone. And we're gonna start doing a lot of community outreach. I did something last week that I just want to add. We, Spikes and Hills, had a clothing drive, and we donated, get this, y'all, 15 contractor size trash bags to an organization called Charlie Place. And it's in Northtown. They help the homeless with every need. To be honest, we still got over 200 shoes to drop off.
Yes, so we donated what? Clothes. We donated clothes and shoes and different things.
And we also want to do like a what is it called for your hygiene bags? We want to start making those. Mm-hmm. So we just look forward to getting involved in the community and doing God's work and advancing the kingdom. So with that, I'll close with saying, have a blessed week. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Love someone.
And subscribe.
Bye.